What happens when bold leadership meets traditional diplomacy? What does it say about the UK's role on the world stage when the US snubs its leader? And why did Donald Trump choose Nigel Farage over Keir Starmer? Get ready because this political drama has just begun. Labour MP Wes Streeting recently clashed with columnist Katie Hopkins on BBC Radio 5 Live over her strong views on MPs debating Trump. Interestingly, Streeting himself dismissed the debate, saying, "I definitely won't be in the Trump debate. I've got better things to do with my life." Now, here's where things get even more interesting. President-elect Donald Trump has thrown everyone a curveball by openly rejecting UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer. Instead, Trump has shown his support for Nigel Farage, sparking heated discussions about the future of US-UK relations. This unexpected move has set social media buzzing, with opinions flying in every direction. Katie Hopkins, never one to hold back, has jumped into the chaos. She's called it proof of what she sees as Starmer's weak leadership, claiming he's failing to handle critical global ties. But this goes beyond just a personal jab at Starmer. It raises bigger questions about the cracks in UK politics and what this means for the country's relationship with the US under Trump. With Trump back in the spotlight and Starmer facing tough criticism, the stakes are high. Could this mark a shift in how these two nations work together? As this story unfolds, it's clear there's plenty more to watch in the weeks ahead. If you're curious about the latest twists in politics, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for updates.
So, Trump just tweeted to Keir Starmer, hold on. Trump demands Keir Starmer opens up the North Sea and gets rid of windmills. There's things I love about this, right? How to get Keir out. Oh, it's coming. It's coming. It's coming. Keir's not long. Not when you've got this kind of mobilisation, the Elon factor, the Trump factor. They just got Nick Clegg replaced at Meta. So Facebook, Nick Clegg is out. Trump's man is in. All of the stars are lining up. I'm telling you, I've felt this for 4 years now. And so this to me is just, you know, the roller coaster is just building up speed. It's just brilliant. Let me tell you, it's the fact that Trump calls wind turbines windmills. He makes it sound like, right?
Donald Trump isn't exactly known for being subtle, and his decision to sideline UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer says a lot. Traditionally, British prime ministers haven't attended US presidential inaugurations. But Trump's move to invite Nigel Farage, a figure often seen as an outsider, wasn't just about extending an invitation. It was a deliberate statement aimed at Starmer, a leader who has been openly critical of Trump. Trump, who values loyalty and boldness, has been rubbed the wrong way by Starmer's measured and critical approach. Instead, he gravitated towards Farage, whose combative style mirrors Trump's own. This isn't just a personal snub. It highlights a deeper ideological divide. Trump embodies a populist mindset that thrives on shaking up traditional norms, while Starmer's more diplomatic and reserved style represents everything Trump dislikes about conventional politics. Commentator Katie Hopkins has wasted no time weighing in. She's framed this as a clear failure on Starmer's part to assert the UK's position on the global stage. In her view, leadership today demands bold actions and decisive moves, not just careful diplomacy. This moment, while embarrassing for Starmer, also raises broader questions. Can traditional political styles compete in a world increasingly influenced by populist figures like Trump? It's a conversation that's far from over and could shape the future of US-UK relations. As this political drama unfolds, one thing is clear. The stakes are high, and the ripple effects of Trump's choices could be felt far beyond these two leaders.
Windmills. He makes it sound like, right? Windmills. Like bagpuss. So Trump is now telling Keir what to do about his energy. Elon's telling Keir that he needs to be locked up, prosecuted for his complicity in grooming gangs. And then you've got Elon calling Jess Phillips a foreskin, or whatever he didn't call her that, but you know what I'm saying. It's just genius. I love it. I love it. Someone on here calling me a fascist. Imagine. Imagine thinking that what you think matters now. Oh, let me just count. Oh, Millet, Geert Wilders, Meloni in Italy, Macron's about to be out and Marine Le Pen's about to be in. Trump, yeah, he's about to be inaugurated. I mean, I don't know. Eastern Europe, always standing firm. You're just a little lefty calling someone a name on their own channel. Nick Clegg out at Meta. Keir Starmer soon to be out in government. I mean, it's just that we're winning so hard now that it's really difficult to be hurt by anyone.
Katie Hopkins, known for her bold and unapologetic commentary, hasn't held back on Trump's dismissal of UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer. For Hopkins, this isn't just a justified move. It's long overdue. She has repeatedly criticized Starmer, portraying him as a leader who lacks the strength and decisiveness needed to stand out on the world stage. To her, Trump's decision sends a clear message. Hopkins views this as more than a political jab. She sees it as a wake-up call for the UK, which, under Starmer's leadership, she claims has been too hesitant and unsure in global affairs. Hopkins, who champions straightforward leadership, frames this moment as a clash between old-school diplomacy and a modern, more assertive style of governance. Her message doesn't stop with Starmer. Hopkins extends her critique to a broader political class she believes is disconnected from the realities of today's fast-changing world. She argues that leaders who fail to stand firm and confidently engage with figures like Trump set their countries up for failure. Whether you agree or not, Hopkins' sharp words have sparked conversations about what leadership really means in today's political landscape. It's a debate that continues to raise important questions about the direction of UK politics and its place on the global stage.
First of all, we're going to talk about the potentially very dodgy relationship between Donald Trump and his administration and Keir Starmer's administration in just a second. But in terms of people that Donald does like in this country, he certainly doesn't like Keir Starmer. He doesn't like Lord Mandelson. So that's an interesting area of debate. But he obviously likes Nigel Farage, clearly. But he also still really likes Boris Johnson. Now, Boris Johnson was seriously invited to the inauguration and was in the thick of it in the rotunda at the Capitol building. What was going on there? Why do you think he was there?
I think there were certain people who went to DC over the last few days, Kev, who weren't invited. I don't know why, but Liz Truss's name seems to come to mind. But Nigel Farage obviously didn't make the cut.
She turns out, did you invite us? No, I didn't invite her. Anyway, go on.
Nigel Farage clearly didn't make the cut for the rotunda.
Nigel Farage, the outspoken Brexit supporter, has once again landed in the spotlight. Donald Trump's decision to invite Farage to his inauguration, despite Farage not holding any formal political role, speaks volumes about how Trump values loyalty over tradition. Farage has been one of Trump's loudest supporters in the UK, making him a natural ally in Trump's eyes. This move isn't just about friendship, it's a calculated choice. Trump's preference for Farage over UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer highlights his disdain for establishment figures who challenge his ideas. Farage's populist tone and unwavering support for Trump make him the kind of ally Trump respects, someone who speaks their mind, no matter how controversial. In contrast, Starmer's criticism of Trump's policies has pushed him to the sidelines. For commentator Katie Hopkins, Farage's invitation isn't just a personal win for him. It's a broader victory for authenticity and conviction over old-school diplomacy. Hopkins celebrates Farage's rise as proof that bold opinions and unwavering loyalty hold more value in today's political climate than sticking to conventional norms. Unsurprisingly, Trump's cold shoulder to Starmer has set the media on fire. Both sides of the Atlantic are buzzing with speculation about what this means for UK-US relations. Social media is flooded with memes, debates, and heated opinions. Hopkins has jumped at the chance to amplify her perspective, turning what could have been a minor diplomatic incident into a cultural conversation about the clash between traditional politics and the new wave of bold, disruptive leaders like Trump and Farage. For Hopkins, the media frenzy only confirms that the establishment feels threatened by leaders who don't play by their rules.
Comrades, my name is Keir Starmer, and I'm here to fuck the foundations. When I became your Prime Minister, not only did I get new hair and glasses provided by a donor who now has full access to 10 Downing Street and my bedroom, we were promised three things.
Trump's decision to exclude Keir Starmer from his guest list isn't just a political jab. It has far-reaching implications for the UK's global reputation. Starmer's absence highlights concerns about the UK's diminishing influence, especially in maintaining its historically close ties with the United States. This moment has brought attention to the growing importance of personal relationships and shared ideologies in shaping international relations. For Starmer, it's a sharp reminder that building connections with global power players, whether or not they share your beliefs, is vital. Trump's move underscores how much weight he places on loyalty and alignment over traditional diplomacy. It's a challenge for leaders like Starmer to navigate this changing landscape without compromising their principles. Katie Hopkins has seized on this moment to push her narrative. To her, this isn't just about one leader being snubbed. It's about the UK failing to assert itself on the world stage. She sees Starmer's inability to connect with Trump as not just his personal failure, but a national one, reflecting poorly on the country's position in a fast-changing world. Hopkins argues that this moment is bigger than politics. It's about the UK's role in shaping the future. With global dynamics shifting rapidly, she believes the UK can't afford leaders who hesitate to engage with bold and influential figures, no matter how controversial they might be.
Anyway, first of all, we're going to talk about the potentially very dodgy relationship between Donald Trump and his administration and Keir Starmer's administration in just a second. But in terms of people that Donald does like in this country, he certainly doesn't like Keir Starmer. He doesn't like Lord Mandelson. So that's an interesting area of debate. But he obviously likes Nigel Farage, clearly, but he also still really likes Boris Johnson. Now, Boris Johnson was seriously invited to the inauguration and was in the thick of it in the rotunda at the Capitol building. What was going on there? Why do you think he was there?
I think there were certain people who went to DC over the last few days, Kev, who weren't invited. I don't know why, but Liz Truss's name seems to come to my mind. But Nigel Farage obviously didn't make the cut.
She turns out, did you invite us? No, I didn't invite her. Anyway, go on.
Nigel Farage clearly didn't make the cut for the rotunda, and that's not great for him, but I think he does still have a good relationship with Donald Trump. But yeah, the one person, as you say, who did get there from Britain was former Prime Minister Boris Johnson. And my understanding was that he still speaks to Donald Trump quite regularly. And one of the legacies that Boris Johnson most regards from his time in office was how Britain played a leading role in fighting for Kiev at the start of the war with Ukraine. And he's lobbying the now returned US president quite heavily on that issue. So people have spoken about Nigel Farage being, a possible envoy for Britain to the new US president. But I wonder, it'd be a hard pill for Keir Starmer to swallow, but actually one of his predecessors, that.
Keir Starmer, known for his calm and measured approach, has responded to Trump's snub in his usual fashion, keeping things composed. In a brief statement, he emphasized the importance of maintaining strong ties with the United States, while downplaying the significance of Trump's personal gestures. On the surface, his response seems diplomatic and level-headed. But here's the catch. Many critics believe Starmer missed a golden opportunity. Instead of brushing it off, they argue he could have used this moment to take a firm stand, showing the world that the UK isn't easily swayed by populist leaders like Trump. This was his chance to demonstrate the UK's strength on the global stage, asserting its position as an independent, influential player. Katie Hopkins, never one to miss a chance to voice her opinion, jumped on Starmer's response. To her, it's proof that Starmer lacks the bold leadership needed to lead the UK through uncertain times. She suggests that Starmer's reluctance to confront Trump could signal weakness to international leaders and his own supporters back home. Hopkins raises an interesting point. Is Starmer's calm response a sign of wisdom and careful diplomacy? Or has he missed the chance to show that the UK can stand tall, even when faced with the brashness of a leader like Trump? As the dust settles from Trump's dramatic snub, one thing is clear. The impact of this public rejection will be felt for months to come. For some, this moment marks a turning point, revealing how traditional political figures are struggling to stay relevant in an era increasingly shaped by populism and media-driven spectacles. The old ways of doing politics don't seem to carry the same weight anymore. For others, this incident serves as a much-needed wake-up call. It's a signal that the UK's political establishment must adapt quickly to a rapidly changing world. The global environment is shifting, and old methods may no longer work. The UK must find a way to respond to the forces reshaping international politics, whether they like it or not. In this fast-evolving landscape, Trump's rejection of Starmer could be more than just a political jab. It's an opportunity for the UK to rethink its place on the world stage and how it connects with powerful global players. Will the political elite take notice, or will they continue to miss the signals of change? Only time will tell. Katie Hopkins recently criticized UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer for being snubbed by Donald Trump, highlighting how Trump's preference for populist figures like Nigel Farage reflects his disdain for traditional political leadership. While Starmer maintained a diplomatic response to the snub, Hopkins argues that his failure to assert the UK's position on the global stage is a sign of weak leadership. She believes that in today's fast-paced world, the UK needs leaders who are bold and decisive rather than reserved. And this moment underscores the growing divide between old-school diplomacy and more disruptive, outspoken leadership. What do you think? Does the UK need a stronger, more assertive leader, or is diplomacy the key? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates.